Hello and welcome to Non-Stop Wrestling Chat. My name is Barry and this is your Monday Night Raw review. First of all, guys, straight out of the bat, I'm sorry for this being up a little bit later today. I was dealing with some stuff for my kids at school and stuff like that, so it was a little bit weird. And also, we have to wear masks continuously everywhere we go now, so I've got this weird mask dip in my beard, if you can see it. Yeah, so that's going to be a new fashion statement for Christmas. But at least we'll get some Christmas jumpers soon. Right guys, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and that wee notification bell. Your support means a bunch to me. It honestly makes me happy every morning when I wake up and see the support you over on Twitter, Instagram and on YouTube. Yeah, thanks for the support and let's get into today's show. So, Autumn comes to the ring to say he's the best, stuff like that. Bliss comes out. She has like play and pain in her hand. She puts play down and pain's left. The lights flicker, but then I thought it was going to be the Fiend that comes out, but it was this big white guy called Drew. He came out and attacked Orton. Then Miz and Morrison, they run out from the crowd, and he gives the case to the ref. He's cashing it in, but then what happens is Drew attacks both of them, so he can't get the pin. I'm not sure why they done this for Miz when they could have done it for Otis. I actually forgot Otis's name this morning. I was sitting for about 20 minutes like, what was the guy's name? But yeah, they could have done this for Otis. They didn't really need to do it as for the Miz. But back from the break, we get Miz kind of saying that it wasn't really a cash in. Saying it wasn't really a cash in. He still got it there, so they need a new champion, stuff like that, and then the challenge drew to a 2-on-1 match, so Miz and Morrison later on tonight. Eli's in the ring setting up the next match, and then the next match was a guitar and a pole match, guys. Fucking Vince Russo must be back. Jeff Hardy versus Eli's guitar and the pole match. Jeff Hardy picks up the win. That's just hard to watch, really. 1 star. At least they're trying something different, but like, we all know how the pole matches go. Then we had the WWE RAW Women's Tag Team Championship match. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks. Jax and Baszler pick up the win. 1 star. I'm not going to critique this match that much because, you know what, I don't care about anybody that's in the ring at the moment. Baszler is probably the only person in there that I like. And what they're doing with her just now, I just don't like at all. Then we get Bobby Lashley versus R-Truth, which was like fucking 50 seconds. There was no point in even talking about that. Lashley locks in the hold, and it's kind of like apparent for it's going to be like Sami Zayn, a message to Sami Zayn or something. I don't know why I said apparent for, because it was fucking barely apparent. There was a bunch of boring segments, really was a bunch of boring segments. And I just kind of skipped over them. Then we got Sheamus versus Braun Strowman versus Keith Lee. 3 stars, guys. This match was really good. Not the best match ever, right? But it worked really well. Showed how much Sheamus can control a match and make it good. That's 2 weeks in a row Sheamus has been in matches that have been really good. So last week was with Riddle. This week's with obviously with Strowman and Keith Lee. Strowman and Keith Lee have had a couple of matches that just weren't really hitting. But this was really good. 3 stars. I enjoyed it. After the match, Braun tells Lee that they should just get on. Why can they not just get on? Braun's saying that we need to be team for Survivor Series. Sheamus tries to one-up them, gives Braun a hug, then he road kicks him. Lee sends Sheamus to the outside. AJ Styles drop kicks to Lee, and he's mad. He's screaming, why can we not just get on? I love this kind of segment here as well, when you just can imagine AJ Styles like, can we just be friends? Can we not just be friends? I've honestly thought it was so funny, and there's probably going to be quite a lot they can do with that. Then we get Nia Jax versus Lana. Nia Jax, that's just shit, guys. Shit in the ring. You should have called this shit in a pole match. Nia Jax picked up the win. After the match, she Samoan drops Lana through the announce table. For the 7th time. 7th time. Can we not just... How can they get away with doing the same thing 7 fucking times? Honestly, 7 times in a row. Then we get the New Day versus Kendrick Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. The Hurt Business, Alexander and Benjamin pick up the win. 2.5 stars. This was a pretty good match, guys. I wasn't looking forward to it at all. I skipped over a couple of bone segments before it, which had the Hurt Business in it. It just didn't work. But this was a pretty good match. I quite liked it. Then we get Ricochet versus Tucker. This was like 33 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it was. I timed it down at like 40 seconds, but I think it was shorter. But that was a waste of time. No one even going to rate it. Ricochet picked up the win. As soon as the bell finished with the end, the Retribution comes out and sends Ricochet out of the ring. The Retribution circles Tucker. Then they attack him. Ali tells them to go out and get Ricochet. He ends up getting double choke slammed. And that's what Retribution done. Like they should have done at the start. Don't get it. The Miz and John Morrison versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre picked up the win, of course. I enjoyed this one. 2.5 stars. I thought it was actually pretty good. After the match, Drew was celebrating. RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton stands tall. Then the Fiend's kind of laugh is heard. I think, see if they'd done like a triple threat between Drew, Orton and Fiend, there could be some interesting work to be done there. But yeah, we'll need to wait and see what happens. So overall, guys, I gave it 2.5 stars for Raw. It was an okay show. Nothing great. Not the best Raw. Not the going to be like, go back and watch it Raw. But not the worst Raw either. Especially if over the past couple of weeks, Raw has been pretty bad. This is a little bit better than what it has been. Some of the matches were cool. Some of the promos were cool. There's nothing much you can really say about this. The only thing that fucking Retribution's dead on arrival. They really need to just let it die. Like, stop trying to pony it up. It's not going to work. We've seen them get their ass kicked week in and week out off of everybody. Nobody really believes Ali is the leader of Retribution anyway. So I don't really get it. I don't know how they got drafted either. That killed another nail in the coffin for it. They really kind of just ruined this. But like I said, it wasn't the best Raw, wasn't the worst Raw, but it was like an okay Raw. It honestly was. Hands up, I actually thought it was an okay Raw. Overall, Sheamus did save this show tonight. He put on a good match. It kind of saved the show. The same as Orton and Drew. They guys are up there saving their Raw every single Monday, and the other guys are letting it slip. Like, if these guys aren't on it, it does slip a little bit. Anyway, guys, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and that wee notification bell, because your support, as I said at the start, means a bunch to me. I'm back here tomorrow for the Impact Wrestling review. This weekend, we've actually got a Raw watch along, and I think I'm going to try and squeeze in a ECW watch along. So, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you here tomorrow for Impact Wrestling review.